going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 162 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, January 6th, 2021, first show of the new year.
Hooray!
And I'm your host, Ken Pescatore, joined by that other voice, that's Adam Tuttle. Adam, what's up?
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, even though like the country is going to hell in a handbasket right now?
It's actually funny because, you know, my dad...
It's not funny.
No. Well, I mean, I guess in my personal life it's funny because my dad was upset when it was the other way for the other issue that was going on. And because like my dad was a Trump supporter. You know, he kept being like, hey, I'm going to send you a Trump flag. And I was like, Dad, please don't do that. I don't need my house burnt down. Long story short, I was like, Dad, did you see the news? Yeah, he's like, it's just awful. It's just awful. He's like, I don't condone it. He's like, they need to impeach him. I'm like, oh gosh.
Wow. All right, good. Daddy Tuttle has come around. No, it's
enough
in
of that
case you
stuff,
haven't seen. I'm sure it'll be worldwide news already, but yeah, the world is the Americans are. It's just crazy right now. It's absolutely
and
crazy.
Honestly,
it's just been...
You posted some memes on your Facebook and hilarious. The one that's like, it's like a guy holding a drink and he's like, all right, just come get me when it's 2022.
No, it's like we had a good 5 days, you know, here's to a good 2022. I was like, no, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. We shouldn't really make light of it, but I guess you kind of have to. You know, and it's one of the reasons why Pokemon Go is such a great escape. So you don't have to think about, the leader of your country being a pathological liar, and it's great. We just pissed off like the 4 Trump fans that listen to the show.
Well, I don't care,
Sorry,
what you support, believe it, whatever, because to each their own. But it's just whatever happened today was just ridiculous.
Oh, just give it time, man. Just give it time. Wait till the 20th. That's Inauguration Day. I'm sure it'll be another shit show, and we'll have to deal with more stuff. I mean, look, the PogChamp emote was removed because the guy that's in the PogChamp picture said some stupid shit. But that's why we love Pokemon, and let's get to it.
Yes, let's talk about Pokemon, because I am dying to talk about Pokemon right now.
We've got some good news. Of course, we'll recap the last week of gameplay, including the New Year's event. We had Lillipup Spotlight Hour with Double Stardust. We had Ho-Oh back in raids. We now have Genesect. We have a new contest. This is pretty awesome. That will allow you to potentially become an NPC in the game. We'll talk all about that and how you can enter the contest. The North Face and Gucci collection is here, and it's a little bit different when it comes to sponsorship deals that Niantic has had in the past. So it's pretty neat. I like what they're doing here. We have the first collection challenge live in the game in Today View, and the second half of Go Battle League is kicking off next week, and we've got a bunch of news, including a massive attack update, and it's a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts there, so we'll break it all down and make sense of it.
Well, Ken will make sense of it. I will try to make no sense of it.
I will make sense of it.
Or nonsense of it, sorry. That's
You're the yang to my yin, so I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Now, let's start with New Year's. We had, it wrapped up on Monday, a couple days ago from the time of this recording. Right now, I don't know what your storage is looking like, but most storages right now are filled with costume Pokemon that will need to be mass deleted. And the costumes we had, Pichu, Pikachu, Raichu with the brand new New Year's hat. We had Wurmple, Raticate, and Wobbuffet in raids with last year's party hat, the blue and green one. We had Eevee in the wilds, surprisingly, and in field research like they had announced with the red party hat with the polka dots. But the real chase of the event was on Slowpoke that had the 2020 glasses that evolved to Slowbro with 2021. Okay, old news by now. Why Not seemed to be hatching from every single 2K egg, which was terrible. And we had double hatch candy, double hatch Stardust, and half hatch distance, making this costume event kind of egg focused, which was a little weird because there wasn't a lot of exciting shit happening in 2Ks besides Why Not and the Slowpoke, so kind of funky. We also had, like I said, the Double Stardust Lillipup Spotlight Hour. We had Ho-Oh and raids over the weekend. Burn Drive Genesect has been here since yesterday. That's our current 5-star raid boss, and it had its raid hour earlier today. Plenty to unpack here. Adam, let's talk. Let's start with your thoughts on New Year's event. How did it go for you? Did you get any of the costume shinies? What was your gameplay like?
I did not get any of the costume shinies. I played very little. It was a very stress-free time.
Are you saying this game stresses you out?
No. Well, I mean, after going so hard for Delibird, it was like such a breath of fresh air to just kind of like put the game down and like, yeah, I opened it and I did some shiny checks and I caught all the New Year's Pokemon, like the Pikachus and the Slowpokes, anything that like was there. I definitely caught just to, if I got the 100% or I got the shiny, that would be really cool. But nothing to report. Nothing exciting.
Last week on the show, you were like, you said you were gonna maintain your Delibird pace into the new week. I guess that was short-lived.
No, it was very short-lived. In fact, I think I've played this game less in the past like 4 days. Or whatever, like that moment, that break between like the whole New Year's event, basically, I just kind of didn't touch it. And then you tweeted out about the spawn pool like being like vanilla for 12 hours. And I was like, yes, Ken, I really enjoy all my Weedles and Hoot Hoots.
Look, I went after Durant. That was what I was hunting for those 12 hours. I think I only caught like 4 or 5.
Ooh!
What?
We can get to it when we get there, but I just caught a shiny.
Did you really?
I did.
What the fuck? I hope it's a fucking C dot. What is it?
It's a second one of something that just came out.
Adam, just fucking spit it out. We're on the air.
It's a Snivy. I caught a second shiny Snivy.
Oh my god! Wow. Okay, fuck you. All right, moving on. Did you hatch any eggs over the week? I guess you didn't hatch eggs if you weren't really
get
playing.
A bunch of 2Ks, and I'll admit that I did use like I had a bunch of super incubators that were one use, and I was just like, you know what? I don't care about these.
Didn't.
But that's the thing. I wasn't playing the game. Like I didn't have it open. I wasn't like focused on it at all. So I was like, all right, I'm just putting all 9 of these in here, and we'll see what happens. And I got 1 or 2 Wurmples with the party hat. I did not get the Pichu, so that was kind of sad.
Oh, all right. Well, I got one to trade you.
Okay,
but. Wow. Yeah, I ended up getting 100% Pikachu with the hat, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
I typically will push pretty heavy to get the costume shiny. Like I really like going after those chases because they're time limited. It's like Snivy, oh yeah, he's boosted right now. It'll be great to catch it during the Unova celebration. We'll get there, but it'll be out in the wild in perpetuity. Whereas the costume shinies for events, they're limited to that event. So that's what I really push for. But I'll take the hundo. I mean, I was very surprised. It was one of those things where I didn't even know I had caught it until later that night when I was cleaning up my storage. So that's always fun. But man, you use super incubators on 2Ks. See, that's fucking blasphemy.
Listen, I just did it because I wasn't going to be opening, like, I don't know. I just wanted them all gone so I could get other eggs. You know what I mean? And...
Other 2K eggs?
Well, I wanted to get 7K eggs.
It's fucking why not? Why not? Okay.
I will say, out of all the 9, I think I only got 2 why nots. There's 2 why nots, 2 Wurmples, and I don't know what else I hatched.
I was on the single incubator grind the whole event, and I think just about all of my 2K hatches were the fucking why not shiny or anything. So that was a bummer, but I don't know. I guess the Hundo Pikachu made up for it all. What about remote raids? I mean, I know that you did a couple of raids. I sent you invites to, but did you raid any of like the tier 1 stuff, the Wobbuffet and?
Nope.
Yeah, it would be one thing if it was like a legendary that could be shiny, where you get that 1 in 20 or 1 in 25 odds for the shiny. But with these regular Pokemon that can be shiny, the odds of getting a shiny through a raid are the same as they are in the wild. So it's like, it doesn't...
See, that's blasphemy.
It doesn't behoove me to spend my money or time remote raiding these. Now, fucking Unbreakable, to troll me, is sending me fucking Wurmple invites constantly, and it's like I feel bad not accepting them, and it's like before I know it, I'm like buying passes just to do fucking Unbreakable's Wurmple. It's like, ugh. But, let us know out there, listeners, if you remote raided these Pokemon, these tier 1 raids, is it worth it to you to use a remote pass on a tier 1? Now, normally I would say yes if it was a limited, like, if the shiny, but I just can't fathom spending remote raid money on full odds shinies. It just,
I would never waste. I would never waste it.
Deep rabbit hole.
I'd use my free raid pass before I did anything like that.
Yeah. What about Ho-Oh? Did you do any Ho-Ohs? I sent you a couple.
I did. I think 3. Yeah, you sent me one and then you bailed on me.
Dude, that's on you, man. We talked about it in the Discord. No, I invited people to a Ho-Oh, and then the raid booted me out. And then, like, when I went back into the lobby, it was a fresh lobby. So I posted back in the raid channel, like, everybody jump out. Everybody jumped out. I resent the invites, and then you didn't come back in. And then, like...
I was still battling until the time went off.
We did, like, 2 other Ho-Ohs, and then I get a message from Adam, like, hey, what happened to the Ho-Oh? I'm like, dude, we're on a 3rd one already. Oh. What about Genesect? Any Genesect for you?
I've done 2 so far, and they're just junk IVs.
Yeah, I actually did raid hour today, which I haven't done in a while. Like, while Kieran was here for the month, I didn't do a single raid hour. I just skipped them all. But I actually did go out today, and I got some good ones. 90 in the high 90s and all that. No hundos or anything, but it was definitely harder than I thought to get a group together, like local, to do these, because the shiny wasn't available, and a lot of people were really discouraged. They were just like, I'll use my free passes, or I'll do 1, I'll do 2, where normally they would be like 8, 9, 10 raids deep. They gave up really early. They're like, it can't be shiny, so I'm good. I got my one for, my Dex or whatever. But it looks cool with the red drive on it. We never really even in the announcement got confirmation that it will have Technoblast, but obviously, with the burn drive, it has the fire-type Technoblast, which is cool.
That is pretty cool.
Saw some really cool shit. Heracross Boss even posted one on our Discord. He soloed a Genesect using a boosted Mega Charizard Y party, which is really fucking rad to be able to do that, because right now, during this current time, we have Mega Charizard Y getting the boost. So that's freaking amazing. So shout out to anyone that can solo Genesect right now. If you can and you get footage of it, tag us and we'll share it, because that's fucking fantastic. And like you were saying, Adam, that time between the New Year's event and the Unova celebration, we had, that vanilla seasonal experience.
Yes.
It was a little bit more anticlimactic than I had hoped, because it seemed that many of the New Year's spawn pool Pokemon were also in the seasonal pool. So
yes,
I was still seeing like Pikachu just without the hat. I was still seeing like that kind of shit. Like it wasn't that exciting, but like I said, Durant was the one that I was trying to target. I only caught a handful, no shinies, but it is cool getting that little break in between events. I think that's a nice little palate cleanser, and it shakes things up temporarily. So that's cool. But what'd you think of New Year's? Like, was this a good end of season or end of year event? What'd you think?
It was light, and it was like fresh. You know what I mean? Even though we got some of the older, holiday event Pokemon from last year, you had to do different things to get those ones, which is fine. It's appreciated that they're not overflowing you with like, hey, here's all the same stuff from last year.
Well,
and it was nice. It was nice to see a Pikachu with a new hat. And I never thought I'd say that, but it was a nice, I don't know, it was just nice to see a new hat that didn't look like a party hat on Pikachu.
I actually had a couple wild Raichu with the hat spawn by me.
That was cool too.
That was cool. That was definitely cool. I think evolved Pokemon in general just need a stronger presence in this game because of the excitement factor, and it's just, there's a lot of hype there. You see an evolved Pokemon, it's, one, you're going to get more candy, more Stardust, but two, it's just a little bit more exciting. Catching a Pikachu isn't exciting at all. Catching a Raichu gives you a little tickle in the jellies a little bit. It feels a little bit better.
You're like, somebody used a Thunderstone.
All right, we are in the Unova celebration right now. We'll hold off till next week to kind of recap it all. We've seen these events before. It's just pretty. Adam, you were actually saying before the call that you're you're digging the pool, the spawn pool. It's cool seeing
Yes.
Solosis out.
Yeah. I've had a Scraggy spawn, which is really cool at my house. I've had a Sceptile wild spawn, which is like, I just kind of was like, what?
Well, yeah, and 2 shiny Snivy.
And 2 shiny Snivy as of this recording.
That's sick, dude. That's awesome. I hope you get the 3rd so you can get the complete line before everyone.
Well, and in that same morning, I caught a shiny Cubchoo.
Oh,
so now I have
too
the 2
bad you didn't get it
Cubchoos.
with the costume.
Yeah. I mean, but this one's can evolve, and it's probably more desirable. I would think.
Yeah, it's a cooler shiny unevolved though. The Beartic kind of loses some of the awesome jelly purple flair, I think, of Cubchoo.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But anyway, we'll cover the Unova event next week once we have a little bit more time behind the wheel. But the big announcement this week came via PokemonGoLive.com's blog that there's a cool contest. This is kind of because we're getting closer to the Kanto Tour. Niantic has come up with this really nice way to get the community involved and engaged. Now, this is going to be available to everyone, even if you don't buy the Kanto Tour ticket, but you're going to be able to find and battle trainer characters on the in-game map. So I'd assume that they're going to, it'll look like a Rocket stop where you actually see the Team Rocket grunt or the leader on the map, but rather than being attached to a stop or, add in Team Rocket gear, it's going to be a trainer, one of us, and there's a way that you can enter this contest. There's going to be special time research that rewards you for battling these trainers, and it's really, really easy to enter. And I'll post a link in the description, of course, to the page that talks about what you need to do to submit. But all you have to do is post a screenshot of your trainer profile that shows off your avatar's outfit. So make sure that your buddy Pokemon isn't like this giant Pokemon that's blocking your avatar, because you want to get a good look at your avatar's outfit. You have to submit a list of 3 Kanto Pokemon that would make up your team. So you got to pretend like you're, a trainer in the main series game, like just hanging out on the overworld map, that you have 3 Pokemon that you can bring and battle. The rules say that you can't choose Ditto, you can't use legendary Pokemon or mythical Pokemon, and of course they have to be from Kanto. You're going to get judged on 3 criteria. The creativity of the avatar outfit itself, that's worth 40% of the judging. Your general theme, so you obviously want some kind of consistent theme between the way your avatar looks, kind of the story behind it, and the Pokemon that you choose. And then finally, your team composition itself. So 40% for your avatar outfit, 30% for team composition, 30% for your general theme. Now, the downer of this event is that of all the entries that they're going to get, there's only going to be 8 winners. So, I understand why Kanto event is next week. It takes time to do this. They need the art. They need the assets. So that's to me the only downside to this, that only 8 people will be chosen, but still pretty cool. Adam, what do you think of this? Is this exciting to you? I think this is fucking great.
Yeah, this is really cool.
A step in the right
direction. I do think that it would have been nice to have 9 winners. I know it's a weird number.
Why?
So you have 3 winners from each team, from each Instinct, Valor, and
I didn't think of that.
Mystic.
That'd be cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's not asking much. Just 1 extra winner,
Well, they even said that one of the themes that you could pick is maybe to represent your team, and I was like, oh yeah, fucking Valor. I'm gonna choose all red Pokemon, and I'm like, there's no fucking red Pokemon. I was like, there's Charmeleon. I was Shiny Gyarados. Like what?
Right?
Who?
No, that's pink. Parasect.
No,
his bulb. No,
the bulk of Pokemon that you think would be red are actually orange. So it's like there's no fucking red Pokemon. I'm like scrapping the Valor idea, but I thought it would be fun. We'll kind of talk about all this stuff here, but I think it'd be fun if we talked about what Pokemon we were going to bring, and I do have a good trio, but
yeah, I mean it's nice that you don't need a ticket for it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean that's going to make a lot of people happy.
I don't know. I think this would be really cool because this could mean that more non-playable characters could start being seen in the game.
This is the entry. I think that this, obviously the Team Rocket stuff, remember before Team Go Rocket, there was no NPCs. We had Professor Willow. That was it. And then the team leaders. But we didn't see anything on the map. So I think the world of Pokemon Go, playing Pokemon Go, will be significantly more immersive when you can interact with more things that you're looking at with your own eyes. So being able to see them on the map and say, oh shit, and click on them and then interact with it, I just think that that's going to add to the immersion of the game and could definitely open up doors down the road for them to introduce, not only NPCs based on trainers, but maybe even their own characters, their own gym leaders, their own things to kind of give a further identity to Pokemon Go in the meta of the Pokemon franchise.
Yeah, like we could see the leaders becoming more of like a presence, and it not just being like the leader battles and stuff that you train with.
Like what if they bring in like a fucking, someone from the main series? Where it's not like
Tracy.
That's what I mean.
And then they could be like, yes, you need to take picture. Okay, Pokemon Snap 2's coming out. This is okay, you can thank me later.
Todd Snap.
Well, I'm just saying, so they can have Tracy be like, hey, I heard there's all these Pokemon. Like, take pictures of all these Pokemon, and it just be like a special research.
Oh shit! Because a photo collection challenge, like the collection challenge, but photo. Oh, I like that, Adam.
And it's like take pictures of the first 150 Pokemon.
Oh snap! I like that.
You know what I mean? Yes, it'll take you a while.
Snap. No, I like that.
All right, storyline. Like you can thank me later, Niantic.
Now, well, the thing is, like, I know anything that has to do with the anime, it's a little bit of a barrier to entry because they got to jump through another layer of red tape to get anime stuff going in the game.
Well, regardless, they could come out with their own, like, even if it was Professor Willow, you know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying, like, what if they brought in, like, fucking Lysander or, you know what I mean? Like, Guzma, like, things like that. Like, players like that or other teams, Team Magma Grunts, like, other stuff from the game. Like, from the franchise. I just think there's so much potential here to add some more depth to push narrative. And that's really my biggest concern with the game is that we're getting to the point where the mechanics of the game and the gameplay loops in the game are super robust. There's plenty to do. It's fun. It's engaging. But the narrative component just, it falls short for me. It's like, don't get me wrong. I love the humor. I love the dad jokes. I love reading through a couple lines of text from Jesse James and Professor Willow, but that's all we have. That's the only leg that the narrative can really stand on, are those interactions with Professor Willow standing in the same hunched over position in front of the same background. You know what I mean? Like, it feels tired to me. I think this is an amazing opportunity here that can open the door to further narrative possibilities, because now you can have other people telling stories and more people to interact with in game. I love it, but I do think it's going to be cool. Now, there's 2 pages on the blog that they put out. They put out the blog post talking about the contest and then the blog with all the legal jargon that tells you all the rules and regulations. I read through that shit start to finish. And one of the things it says at the bottom of that page is, like, from a promotional perspective, they have rights to your name, your trainer name, all that stuff. So I'm curious as to when you do run into one of these trainers on the map and click on it, is it going to have a name like we see in the main series game, like Bug Catcher or Fisherman?
Ace Trainer.
Right. Or will it say the trainer name of who that avatar is based on? That would be fucking awesome. So unless it's like,
that would
D's Nuts 77, fucking trainer name.
and somebody's gonna have that, and they're gonna be like, yes, I've got the most, and they probably do have the most creative, but their name is just gonna like instantly be like, nope,
disqualify
next.
them. Yeah. But it's like Holden, my Nuggets, or Holden, whatever the fuck his name was. You had to change it. But I thought long and hard about who to bring here, and I was, searching, and I struggled with it. I really did. And what I landed on was a team of 3 Metapod. And the theme is just maximum fucking hardness. And I got my avatar dressed up, and I'm very excited for my maximum hardness team. It's unoriginally original, and I'm sticking to it. That's what I'm going with. Adam, what about you? Did you you have a theme?
All
here?
right, I'm being unoriginally original. No, so mine's based off the anime. The character in the game Dario. He has the Dotrio, and they do like the Laramie farm or whatever, where Ash like is on the Ponyta, and she breaks her arm or something like that and can't race. So Ash races with Ponyta, and then eventually evolves into Rapidash to win the race. But Dodrio is Dario's Pokemon, and he's really rude and awful. But in that episode, you see Dotrio, like that's like the main Pokemon, and then you see a guy like running on an Electrode.
Yes, okay.
And then Ash winning with Rapidash. So I have Dotrio, Electrode, and Rapidash. It's all like racing Pokemon.
I get it. And now when I think back to that scene, I just remember the dude running on the Electrode. It's fucking hilarious. I totally remember that now. That's great. All right, good. So you actually have a theme. See, that would be cool.
And then like my outfit is like the adventure outfit, because that's kind of like what he has. I mean, he has like a blue shirt with like a stripe on it, but there's nothing that like besides Go's shirt that looks like that. And it's like Go shirt looks like Go shirt, you know?
I'm team fucking maximum hardness, so I'm sticking to it.
I love it.
All right, moving on. The North Face and Gucci stuff that we learned about a couple weeks ago. Gucci put out that teaser tweet just saying like, coming soon in Pokemon Go. And it showed the tent with the North Face Gucci logo splattered all over it with the Pokemon Go flag. Well, we now have this stuff live and for sale through Gucci stores. And this is actually really cool. The way that they're doing this is unique. It's very, very different compared to what they've done in the past with promotional stuff. Like when they did the Longchamp stuff, you just open up the style shop, you see a little sponsor tab, you see the Longchamp, you click on it, and there's the product. The way they're doing this is starting January 4th, so already live in the game, they put, they're saying over 100 Pokestops around the world located at Gucci stores and pop-up stores. The pop-up stores are called Gucci Pins. The list of the cities hosting these Pokestops is on the blog, but you have to spin one of these stops in order to gain access to the avatar items. So this is a little different than what they've done. Now, I've got one about an hour away from me in Paramus, New Jersey. So I'm going to be heading there on Saturday. Grookey, Gary from New Jersey Go Battle League, we're going to take a ride out there and spin the stop to get the gear. Now, what do you think of this? Do you think that this is like a good way to introduce sponsorship, or do you think that this is too exclusive? Bum a lot of people out because they can't get it, because you really have to be close to a Gucci store. I don't think in fucking, bumblefuck
I'm
fucking
probably
Alabama.
Like 5 hours from
that's
one.
What I'm saying. Like the rural players have absolutely zero shot at getting this stuff because there's not going to be a Gucci store in the middle of the fucking, woods.
And with the pandemic, I'm not going to just travel for no reason, for literally to spin a Pokestop.
You'd have to go to Boston probably. You'd probably have to drive to Boston. You'd have to drive hours.
Well, Boston's only an hour and a half.
Well, then you better go spin the fucking stop.
Is there a store in Boston?
Well, I don't know. There's a list on Pokemon Go Live. I'm looking right now, and Boston is on the list, Adam. Oh, shit. Looks like you're going to Boston.
But I got to work this week.
Well, it doesn't.
This weekend,
there's no end date to this right now. So it just says starting on the 4th, which is active now, and it'll be up. So, but what do you think of this? I mean, is this, I don't know. I just don't know if this is too exclusive. Now, when they announced this whole thing, people were like, Gucci, fuck Gucci. Who cares about this stuff? It's not my style, blah, 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 blah. But now knowing how limited it is, I bet you're going to have those same people saying, this is bullshit. I want it and I can't get it.
Right? I mean, it's bound to happen.
But do you actually have any care whatsoever about Gucci?
No. I do think it would be cool to have. It's like a kind of a tiny flex. That like, oh, I went there and got it. But at the same time, it's like, do I really want to go and get it?
I really want to go get it because I do want to flex this shit. Because just like the Mr. Mime pose, I just think it's hilarious to get these little exclusive things. I just think that when you're talking about a global game, saying that there's going to be 100, even if there was 200 Pokestops, it's like that's so few trainers that this can connect with that, it seems weird that they're, they have a blog post and this big partnership and all this shit, yet only a very, very small, sample size of the trainer base is going to be able to take part. That's my only concern. But we'll have to see what the reaction is once people have some time to understand that this shit is that rare. Now, Unbreakable, who lives by Hollywood, she was just like, all right, I'm going to look on the website and find a location. She finds a location in Los Angeles, and she goes to drive there, and it's like some fucking abandoned warehouse that, like, there's no stores in sight. So just be careful of where you're going. Make sure that there's actually a pop-up store there and not like, an old location from pre-pandemic that was supposed to get a pop-up store. I think that's probably what happened here, because it could be nothing. She ended up going to Rodeo Drive and, the Gucci store there. She posted pictures of with the backpack, and she looks fucking sick. It looks awesome. But just make sure that there's actually a Gucci store there. Now, when I went on their website, it said you had to make an appointment to like look at the actual clothes. Now, spinning the stop is one thing. Anyone could do that. I'm going to try to get my ass in the store so I could try some of this shit on, because I was Googling previous Gucci collabs, right? And they did like one with Disney, they did one with Supreme, and the articles of clothing were like stupidly, disgustingly expensive. $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 jackets, all this crazy shit. So I love North Face. I own a shit ton of North Face. I just want to see what this stuff actually looks like on, because I like the way it looks in the images, but it's so over the top. Like, I feel like a fucking Pokemon trainer wearing it. So I'm going to try to get my ass into the store to try this shit on, and I'll post a bunch of like really dumb selfies on Twitter, like me wearing this shit. So that's my goal. That's my goal right now, is to actually get my hands on this shit. I don't, most stores with the pandemic aren't letting you try shit on anyway, but I'm going to try. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I mean, it says it's an hour and 40 minutes from me. It's, the gas price, probably about $6 to get there, $6 back with toll, probably looking at about $15 to get there.
Worth it.
Is it though?
Absolutely.
What about the wear and tear on the car?
Worth it, bro. You're going to get a badass looking Gucci bag for your avatar.
Is that it? You just get a Gucci bag?
It's a t-shirt and a hat.
Oh, okay. All right, so it's a couple more things.
No, it looks really cool.
But if those things were like $1 in the shop or $2 in the shop, does that really?
But that's the thing. You can't just buy your way. You can't buy your way out of it. You actually have to train, Adam. It's part of your training to drive fucking 4 hours.
The only time I'd have to do that is like Friday night, and that's if the location even like has the stop in a area that I could like
drive by,
be in my car and drive by. Yeah, and if not, then I'm SOL.
Yeah. See, my Gucci is in the mall. And like, I looked at the map of the mall and everything, and it's like dead center in the mall. So it's not something I could hit from like outside. It's like, fuck, I actually got to go in the mall. It's like, I was like, all right, I'm going to risk life and limb for the fucking greater good to get some dumb selfies. I'll do it. I'll try it.
Make an appointment. Don't forget.
I'm part of the problem. All right, moving on. Collection challenges. This is actually really fucking exciting. And the first collection challenge that we're having is added to Today View. You can see it now. And it's coinciding with the Unova celebration. It featured 9 different Unova Pokemon. The starters were in there: Lillipup, Herdier, Blitzel, Roggenrola, Solosis, and Ferroseed. And Ferroseed is the actual correct pronunciation. Get at me. Ferroseed. Once you've caught the Pokemon, it would like check them off the list. And if you caught all 9, you would be awarded 3,000 Stardust, 30 Pokeballs, and 5 rare candy. It also unlocked the Elite Collector Medal, which looks like it'll be like this running medal. It has a number 1 in the middle. So I'd imagine when they do the next collector challenge, it'll turn to a 2 when you complete it, and it logs it on the bottom with the date. Unbreakable was very excited that she beat me by 24 hours in completing this, and she said that I was just upset because I was losing. So, yes.
This is true.
But what do you think of this? This is cool, right?
I really enjoyed this. I mean, I on one hand, it was super easy, but on the other, it was like, I kind of wanted it to be like a little bit harder.
Harder feel like meaning more Pokemon, or harder meaning more rare
maybe
Pokemon?
Like another Pokemon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe like one or two other Pokemon that were common, just to like feel like you needed to catch more than you were catching. I don't know how to explain it. It just didn't feel like enough Pokemon were on that list, or the Pokemon that were on the list weren't rare at all, so it didn't feel like you were really doing anything out of the norm.
Well, you had Herdier on the list, which was available in raids, and people were like, "Oh, this fucking sucks. I got a raid to complete this." I actually had a house Herdier spawn.
You get a free raid pass every day.
I got real lucky, so I was able to just catch it in the bathroom. It was fucking phenomenal. But what about the reward? I mean, it was easy.
Yeah, I think it was worth the catching 9 Pokemon and getting 30 balls for it.
Yo, 30 balls. The Pokeballs for me as well. Like, I care more about those 30 Pokeballs than the 5 rare candy or the 3,000 dust, because I've just been going through so many balls.
I think I'm down to like 55, 30, and 30.
Oh, snap.
That's the last time I looked.
So, I'll touch on this really quick. I actually did a restock run a couple days ago because Unbreakable. Oh man, Unbreakable's getting a lot of call outs this episode. She's had this major Ultra Ball shortage. I think we talked about it last week. And her community, everyone in her area is struggling. So she went out for a couple hours, spinning stops exclusively, and only picked up like 12 Ultra Balls. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to test this. I'm going to go to Red Bank. With all the extra stops that we've added to Red Bank, I can hit about 80 to 90 stops every half an hour in Red Bank. So I ended up spinning, you know what? Let me look. Hold on. So I played for 2 hours and spun 384 Pokestops. I ended up deleting 200 Great Balls, because I don't keep Great Balls. So I was getting Great Balls, so I deleted those. The science that we were trying to do here was for Ultra Balls. So I ended up getting about 8 or 9 Ultra Balls per half an hour, which was, I think it was something like 4 times the amount that Unbreakable and her community was seeing. So I didn't have the same shortage she was, but I still noticed I was getting less than normal. So I'm definitely interested in hearing from the community if Ultra Balls are feeling scarce right now. Because, when I do like a Meltan box, I'm just fucking throwing Ultra Balls. If I'm, trying to like a Spotlight Hour where I'm fast catching, I'm just using Ultra Balls. And I use them pretty willy-nilly, but if the rates are going down, I'm not going to want to do that. You know what I mean? So let me see.
Yeah, I had a good stockpile of Ultra Balls before Delibird came to town, and as soon as right at the end, I was down to probably like 15. It was bad.
No, see, I'm not that low. I think here's my screenshot. Okay, so I finished up my restock run. I had 901 Pokeballs, 15 Great Balls because I just didn't delete them yet, and 537 Ultra Balls. I usually like to keep 1,000 Pokeballs, 500 Ultra Balls. So that's my feel good position. But let us know if you think that the Ultra Balls are slacking. But getting back to the collection challenge, what would you think about a collection challenge with like 100 Pokemon on the list? Something that would potentially run cool. The whole season. Like, let's say it ran the whole season.
Yeah, if it ran the whole season and it was just like all the Pokemon that you could get. I mean, even if they inserted the, whatever the rotating raid boss is. It doesn't have to be every single raid boss, but like whatever like the highest tier one is.
Well, maybe they'd have to put like a question mark or a blank silhouette because they don't want to give away what'll be released over the season. That would be cool.
That would be really cool. And then they could be like, "Who's that Pokemon?"
Right. They unveil it as they
just like they do with their news pop-ups. Instead of that, it'd just be like, "Who's that Pokemon?" And then with that silhouette.
That's cool.
And then like because everybody's discussed it, like, oh yeah. I don't know. I think that would be wicked cool. I like that idea, and I think they should do it. And if you complete it, that's like a big deal.
I like your idea of the Go Snapshot collection challenge. That's cool.
Yes, I think that's probably like the best.
The only downside is you're gonna have like the people that just pull up the Pokemon, take a dumb fucking snapshot, and move on.
Yeah, but that's fine. They have to do all 150 Pokemon or all 151, and imagine the content creators that do, take Go snapshot photos and like this has to test them,
Yeah.
and then
that's cool.
and then it be right after the Kanto event. So all of a sudden you have all of these Kanto Pokemon, you have all these shiny possibilities, like all that stuff gets released.
That'd be
like,
cool.
That's
I
so
love that
cool.
idea. I love that. I think that's super cool. Definitely. All right, Adam. Well, that's a lot of news. Let's take a little break. When we come back, we'll talk about some miscellaneous news, and we'll dig into some Go Battle League stuff because there's a lot of news there. What do you think?
I think it sounds like a PvP fight challenge, but that's just me.
I don't know what that means, but we'll be back right after this. And we're back from our break. Oh, look at that switch up. I switched it up this week. That was a quickie.
Oh, we're not there yet. Okay.
That was a quickie.
It was a quickie. It felt good.
It did. Now, a little housekeeping to get through before the ass of the show. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons: Ace Trainers Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Carol, Chris, other Chris, who's also known as AdRock. So now we're going to call him AdRock from now on, but we'll keep calling the other Chris, Cody, Eric, Garrett, G-Stacks87, Griggle788, Harry, Heracross Boss, James, J. Mackle, Jolt Switch, Ken, the Lady Goobly Meat, Lynchbot, Malachi, Mike, M. Pitts, Pokénabot, Purple Pancakes, Ricky, Sam, Smeatwad, the Joker, the Noise, Woodwoes Wolf, and upping his patronage this week, Justin. Thank y'all so incredibly much for your support. Huge support to our gym leaders: absolutely Ryan, Dig Dug Rob, Jamal, JD Mojo, Jojo, Magikarp DM, MD Talon, and TN Comics Wiz. And also huge love to our executive producer Paul Bott. Also want to give a big thanks to Chris John for joining at the Discord tier for a full year. Also Joanne, who upgraded her monthly Discord tier membership to the annual membership. Thank you so much for that. Oh, and just to give our good friend Tish, who was a gym leader tier supporter, she actually upped her patronage to the executive producer tier for our other podcast, Adam's other podcast, Special Conditions.
Awesome.
So Tish,
thank you
so incredibly much for that. If Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and if you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. Finally, our merch store is up at PokemonProfessor.com/merch. All right, Adam, we got some miscellaneous news to run through before we get into GBL. What do we got?
Pokemon Showdown is a web-based battle simulator for the VGC that has been around for over 10 years. It looks like Pokemon Go will be getting their own simulator later this year as well. Project Grookey is a real-time multiplayer simulator developed by US-based battler Adib Khan. Go Stadium posted a video of it in action with a link to a notification list to request early access.
Yeah, dude, it's so great. It looks so cool.
It does look fantastic.
Cool. It's Pokemon Showdown for Go. So, Showdown is one of those things that it makes me scratch my head as to why they're able to run and it hasn't been taken down. Like Nintendo and Pokemon have been notorious for shutting fan-made games down, but for some reason, they allow this to run. So hopefully Project Grookey won't run into any of these problems, but it is coming out later this year and will be a huge, huge help to so many battlers out there that are already starved for resources. Now they'll be able to test teams without having to, commit Stardust. It's a good look. So
it is.
Shout to Adibcon for creating this. Project Grookey. Check out the link. It looks really cool.
Next, we also have a new loading screen in game designed by Jason Marino, who put together a string of tweets explaining his motivation for its design. It tells a cool story, and it is totally worth checking out. His tweets read, "The New Year's Pokemon Go app loading screen was something I had to do. Let me explain. Painting a loading screen isn't about making a pretty image or an excuse to embrace my inner nerd. Instead, it's an outlet to have one loading bar moment with you, a moment to bring something positive and hopefully memorable. For this year, it was a moment to bring hope. From the phoenix rising to the passing storms, the light at the end of the tunnel, and the start of a new journey. 2020 has been a year we'd like to forget. It has brought many oh my god moments and taken us to some really low places. As a person who has been through a lot myself, I can confidently say with positive energy, dash of grit, and a bucket full of hope, there's no dark place or obstacle we can't overcome. So I'm hopeful there will be a light at the end of this storm, and hopefully this loading screen reminds you of that too. To everyone around the world, keep those heads up, and Happy New Year.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
dude.
when I read this,
I love it.
My heart was like, oh. I was like, I like this game just that much more now. And it caused me to like screenshot it and just kind of like stare at it.
Dude, it's such a good loading screen. It's such a good loading screen. Like, all the loading screens are always amazing. But seeing this, there's a rainbow, there's fucking Ho-Oh flying around. It's like, yeah, everything he said makes absolute sense. I absolutely adore this loading screen. Jason's awesome. Always interacts with us on Twitter. Very, very cool. Cool that he's putting this out there and giving us a little behind the scenes to his process and thought. I love this. So, Jason, shout out to you, man. This is a job well done, and I love it. Can't wait to see your work in the future. It's awesome.
Delibird
work.
December. No.
Oh, God. Let's get into Go Battle League Season 6. You know, we a couple months ago, I think it's already a couple months, we had the information on Season 6, but now that we're reaching the halfway point, we have the second half of information, which is a lot. So the second half of Go Battle League Season 6 will kick off exclusively with Great League on Monday, January 11th, which is going to run for 2 weeks until the 25th. The rest of the season schedule is already set, but we won't go through it now. But it'll run through the Season of Celebration ends on March 1st at 1 p.m. PST. We also know that when you hit rank 20, you will now be guaranteed to encounter Frillish.
Which one?
They didn't say this earlier. So now, a lot of people that were kind of taking a backseat to GBL this season are like, oh, fuck, I need to get to rank 20. Rank 20 was probably equitable to rank 7 or 8, you know, in the previous formatting when there was only 10 ranks. But Frillish, come on, this is a Pokemon that people have wanted for a long time. It has a male and female form when you evolve it to Jellicent. Very, very cool looking fucking Pokemon. Very excited for this, and I will be pushing hard for rank 20. We also learned that at rank 19, you're going to receive an Elite Charge TM and then an Elite Fast TM, ultimately as an end-of-season reward for hitting that same rank 19. So you hit rank 19, you get the Elite Charge TM immediately, and then an Elite Fast TM at the end of the season.
Now that's a reason to get going.
No, that's good. That's good. This is, you know, people always complain that these things are always behind a paywall. Now we have more opportunity to get them just by putting in effort. There's also a note about a soon-to-be-announced Special Cup coming on February 8th.
This has got to be a Valentine's Day thing. It has to be like a Valentine's Day cup.
Yep. No, you're right.
A love cup.
I didn't even
it's
think
going to
of
be
that.
Wigglytuffs and Jigglypuffs and Igglybuffs.
It just sounds gross.
And Chanseys and Blissies. Lickitungs.
Oh, yeah, that'll be really exciting, battling with fucking Blissies in PvP.
Oh,
so exciting. But yeah, they do say that details will be shared at a later date. But the bulk of this update to the blog post is really all about attacks. And I have a feeling that this is going to mix a lot of things up in PvP, because some of the moves that we're going to talk about here affect like the top 10 like basic bitch-ass line Pokemon that we see so much of. They're all been affected. Azu, Altaria, like this is what we got. Ember will now deal more damage. Karate Chop will now generate more energy. Bubble will deal less damage. So sorry, Azu. Razor Leaf, the grass type fast attack, will now deal less damage. That's going to put a hindrance on the grass hole teams. Crab Hammer will now deal more damage. Sky Attack will deal less damage. Sorry, Altaria and Skarmory. Rock Slide will now deal less damage, and Shadow Bone will deal less damage. I know that was a mouthful. There's a lot there. Just check out the link in the description for the full list, but this definitely does affect many of the popular Great League Pokemon, so we'll have to see. The following attacks will be available to Pokemon that couldn't learn them before. Fire-type Weather Ball can now be learned by Vulpix and Ninetales, the Kanto versions. This is awesome.
Weren't we supposed to get these with the potential community day?
You think that this is what we would have gotten if we had that?
I feel like they announced that, but I don't.
Did they?
I feel like they did. Like, oh, if you vote for this, these are the moves that they would get.
Oh, maybe they did. I don't remember.
But it's nice that we're finally getting them.
Yes. And then conversely, Ice-type Weather Ball will be available to Alolan, Vulpix, and Ninetales. So I like that. I like that these Pokemon are getting love. Vulpix is definitely one of those cute Pokemon that once people see it, they really adore it. And Ninetales is majestic. So there is a lot of good nostalgia here as well, even with the ones that are from Alola. Politoed can learn Water-type Weather Ball. All right. Primeape can learn Ice Punch. Claydol can learn Ice Beam. Claydol can also learn Shadow Ball. So now Claydol could be a player. Tri-Attack can be learned by Porygon 2, which was kind of that blank spot in Porygon's lineup. And Excadrill can now learn Mud Shot, which is good. Not good for Bastiodons, but as far as Mud Boys go, it's a solid one. Adam, what do you think of all this? I mean, I know that you haven't been too high on the PvP horse lately, but what do you think about all this? And is it really all about Frillish?
Anytime that they mess with the attacks and moves, it's a good thing. It means like they see what's winning, or what's too powerful, and it's nice. So now when we go in, like I'm going to go in fresh this season. So I think on the 11th, I'm going to just go hard because I'm going to go after that Frillish, because I'm super hyped for the Frillish, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I like it behind a Go Battle League reward, because
Are you still like rank 1 for season 6 right now?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about Frillish. But like the whole thing, like there's a female and there's a male Frillish. So if I catch and guaranteed only one, like again, they're not explaining when I'm going to see another one. So like that kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm excited for Frillish. I'm going hard to get it, but like, am I going to get the female or am I going to get the male?
Oh yeah.
And then,
you know what?
And then if they're it's just a random dice roll, like RNG, like I have to find somebody that's willing to just trade it when they want mine. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, but it'll ultimately come. But we just don't know
but
when.
Like, think about Rufflet.
It's like Mr. Rhyme.
Rufflet took forever. And like even then, we barely got it. You know what I mean? It was in raids.
We're just seeing Scraggy in the wild now for a non-ticketed event. So,
right?
I see that. I see that, but not for nothing. Like getting to rank 20 is significant. That's not a. I mean, it's not like
a walk
Pikachu
in the
Libre.
park.
No. But it's still tough. So we'll have to see. I'm very excited about it, but. Getting one, I hear you.
None of the moves are my acid spray from my Arbok, or my bubble beam, or my icy wind from my Primplup. So I'm gonna lower everyone's attacks and defense.
No, but I do think that this does make some less meta relevant Pokemon a little bit more relevant. So I like that because it'll improve diversity.
I wish the Ember thing was in effect during the Little Cup, because my Charmander with Flame Charge would have been doing a lot more damage.
No, I love when they do these balances, like you said, because that's what it is. It's balancing. But I think that what this kind of leads to is the game is becoming more and more technical. Because there's so many balancings happening, it shows that there's a lot of motion going on. But you have all these different cups. You've got Master Classic, Premier, the Holiday Cup, the Kanto Cup, the Flying Cup, the fucking cup, whatever. All this shit. But
I like that cup.
Does that make the need for an unranked matchmaking mode that much more important? I think that this stuff, like, it's getting so technical that a lot of people that were on the fence about PvP before are feeling more intimidated now than ever.
I think there should just be like a
Like a free play.
Yeah, like something that just like you can play and like have fun with Pokemon. And I think it should be like, I don't know, five to 1,000. Like just they have to be either 500 CP to 1,000. You know, like give you that like that weird buffer so like you can have Pokemon, like more diverse Pokemon in those ranges.
I still think they need to bring Pokemon balancing in. Doesn't matter what level it is. When you bring it into battle, it's going to be this level. So that way you can bring Pokemon you like.
Yeah, because I would love to bring Delibird.
Then it's up to the moves and type advantage. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But because of stats and the way things work out, the Delibird might not be a threat. But if you're saying like, all right, well, I'm going to go up against, your level 100 Charizard, but it's going to be leveled down to be on the same playing field as my Delibird, then it's not about the Pokemon's level or how much you've invested into it. It's really about your skill as a trainer, your moveset, and your understanding of, strategy and mechanics. So that, I just think that I don't know. I just think there needs to be an unranked mode or a practice mode, but it has to have matchmaking, because practicing against your friends only goes so far. You still need to send invites. You still need to trade friend codes. We need a matchmaking where I can just play against someone casually, not care about my rank, so I have a place to experiment and try shit out without feeling the burn of, oh, this is going to fuck my rank if I try out this new Pokemon.
Well, then again, you got to remember we do have the leaders. Not that they're great or that they, I did play one.
They're useless.
I did play them,
useless.
But they shielded, and I was like, since when? This is awesome. I was so excited.
You talking about Team Go Rocket?
No, team leaders.
No, that was an update from like 2 years ago, dude, where they started shielding.
Well, that just tells you how long it's been since I battled one.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. But Adam, that's a show, man. We did it.
We didn't have any emails?
Well, we're already over an hour, man.
All right.
I know. I'm sorry to everyone.
And we didn't poke the bear?
In.
We didn't have any community questions or anything like that?
We're gonna do that next week. We're gonna poke the bear again next week and bring someone else on to do a little contribution. But we'll have to get there. But yeah, there's so much news, man. It's hard to keep the show around an hour. It's hard. It's like if we had a 2 hour, 3 hour show, it'd be one thing. But
yeah, let us know if you want us to have a 2 or 3 hour show. You just let us know. Ken will find a way. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, I'll edit for 9 hours a week. Fuck that.
All right, that's
everyone.
it.
Well, thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Please check out luredup.com for everything that we have going on with the show, PokemonProfessor.com for everything that's going on with the network. You can email us, info@luredup.com. You can leave us a voicemail, text, video, picture, whatever, 732-835-8639. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the show. But Adam, if that's it, I think that's it.
I just want to thank everybody that's stuck with us for so long. And, you made it this far for listening, and we appreciate every one of you. Stay positive,
definitely.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Let's rock 2021.
Yeah.
I want a Go Fest. I want to see you peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not looking good, man. Shit is bad.
I know. Let's
Adam's getting all positive. Jason Marino got us all positive, and then Adam's gotten us more positive, and then I'll shoot that shit down.
And it's like, let's get vaccinated.
Los Angeles had 15,000 new cases.
We were all wear masks. Okay, we all stand 6 feet away.
I signed up today for New Jersey. Just opened up their vaccination program waiting list. I just signed up today to be. I'm in the beta. I'm in the vaccine beta test.
You got the third party, the trial,
yes.
The extra one that they said it was certified. It was good, but who knows?
Just give me the shit now. But again, thank you to everyone. Yes, let's be positive and make the most of this crazy life that we're in right now, especially if you're in the Americas and the DC area, especially. Please be strong, stay safe, take care of each other, take care of your neighbors, your family. These are crazy times, so we have to do our best to make the most of it. But Adam, thank you so much. This was a great show.
Thank you, Ken.
Keep training, trainers. We'll see everyone next week.